calculate parcel of g with respect to x and parcel of g with respect to y for the surface curve. So g is a function of x and y. So when we find parcel with respect to x, then we only consider x squared and ex. E raised to y and y can be considered as a constant and use the quotient rule because x squared over ex. Similarly, when we find parcel of g with respect to y, x squared over e to the x remains constant and e to the y over y use the quotient rule. That one option, but I'm gonna use another option. Okay, I'll make a function of 3 variables. I mean, this surface can be rewritten as here g equals x squared ey over y ex, which is same as we can write g over 1 cross multiply x squared ey equals yg ex. Bring everything to one side, doesn't matter which side, x squared ey minus yg ex equals 0. Now I'm gonna call this as a new function. Okay, let f as a function of 3 variables is this part, x squared ey minus yg ex. And we know that the parcel of g with respect to x is same as when we write this function. This is negative parcel of f with respect to x over parcel of f with respect to g. And similarly, second parcel of g with respect to y would be then negative f parcel of f with respect to y divided by parcel of f with respect to g. So let's find those here. Then parcel of f with respect to x. With respect to x, so ey is constant, x squared, so derivative of x squared is 2x ey minus with respect to x, yg is just constant and ex just ex. Derivative of ex is just ex. Similarly, we can find parcel with respect to y. With respect to y, ey is just ey, so x is squared ey minus with respect to y, here is y, so 1. Derivative of y is 1, so just g e raised to x. And parcel of f with respect to z, so we're going to find with respect to z, there is no g here, so that's 0 minus here is g, so 1 y times ex. Now we go here and plug in. So parcel of g with respect to x is negative fx, which is here, 2x ey minus yg ex all over fg, that's negative y e to the x. Okay, do not cancel anything. Negative and negative we can cancel, that becomes positive, by the way, because this is in the front and this is also front because there is only one term, so negative gone. That's the best we can do. Similarly here, this negative and fg is same. If we come back here, we have negative, so negative in the front and negative on the bottom cancel, so we have just yex on the bottom, on the top fy, so x is square ey minus gex. Okay, do not cancel anything, final.